As ever, around this time on a Thursday, we check in with our movie reviewer, Stratford-upon-Avon's James Luxford. Morning, James.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, terrific. Thanks very much indeed, mate. All good. And I've been following your Twitter feed. You've been getting all sort of dressed up and coloured up and trying to sort of, experience dressing up and going out, but staying in at the same time, haven't you?
Yes, I think with everything we've been in lockdown since November and tier 3 since after that, and then obviously throughout this year we've not been able to quite have the year we expected. But I think even if you are at home, you can make it feel a little bit special, and that's what we try to do.
Good stuff. All right, good man. Going to hear in about 2 hours from now, by the way, the latest on the coronavirus tiers. Stratford-upon-Avon, of course, making big call to be dropped down to tier 2 status because of its figures in comparison with other parts of Coventry and Warwickshire and Solihull. So around 10:30, quarter to 11, we're going to hear the latest on those tier restrictions. Before I get into the movies with you, James, you've mentioned a little bit about Tom Cruise's rant on the set of the latest Mission Impossible movie. Just, tell us what you know about this.
We have a recording has emerged from a national newspaper of Tom Cruise shouting essentially at a crew member several crew members for not adhering to COVID-19 protocols on the set of Mission Impossible 7. It's quite foul-mouthed. There's a lot of profanity in it, and it is him expressing his frustration because he is, in his words, sort of creating jobs and moving an industry forward with the production of Mission Impossible, and in his view, sort of not adhering to it puts those jobs at risk, puts the industry in jeopardy. A lot of mixed opinions on it. Some people believe, well, yes, if someone steps over the line, if someone is putting those jobs, that production at risk, they should be told off about it. For me, ways and means of doing things. I think regardless of the intention, shouting at someone, for me, in the way that he has allegedly done, because I don't want his lawyers coming after me and shouting at me, the way he has allegedly done it is not on. I don't think in any workspace, whether you're a movie star or whether you're a local business.
And well covered, if I may say, James, in that. We do have a little bit of the outrage. We have bleeped out, edited out the profanity you've referred to, but this is Tom's apparent rant.
I don't ever want to see it again! Ever! And if you don't do it, you're fired! And I see you do it again, you're gone! And anyone on this crew does it! That's it! And you too! And you too!
Okay, there you go. You're gone! Anyone on this crew, you're gone. All right, so that's a bit of Tom losing it on Mission Impossible 7. That was the other thing that came out of that, James. Blimey, this franchise, rolls on, doesn't it?
It really does, and I think it's less Ethan Hunt, the spy he plays, and more I think is it Len Grossman, the movie producer he plays in Tropic Thunder, who is prone to a tantrum of sorts. As I say, there's an argument to keeping safe at the workplace. I don't know if this is the way of administering that punishment.
Let's go to your movie picks then. And one I have a huge amount of expectation for. I love Gal Gadot in the first Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman 1984, James. Yes,
in cinemas now, if depending on the tier announcements later from Friday or before this weekend, it's Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel to the hit superhero movie that sees Wonder Woman try to stop a ruthless businessman who has gained strange new powers.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
And and I'm guessing by the title, it's kind of set in 1984 with lots of 80s references, fashions, music, soundtrack, and everything with it. I'm hoping, anyway.
Yes, it's very much in that period. The first movie was set in during the First World War, so she has kind of lived among the human race for so many decades after that. I thought this was an interesting film. There's a lot of things going on at once. It's 2.5 hours long, so they pack in an awful lot into that time. And it can be a little overwhelming at times. Not everything pays off, but there is a lot of fun to be had. As you said, the 80s setting, as the title suggests, early 80s, so it's got a lot of retro feel and all the action you would expect. Let's just hope we're all able to see it in some form, either with the tiers adjusted in some parts of Warwickshire or at home if some sort of digital deal is done.
Okay, Gal Gadot back in Wonder Woman 1984 in cinemas. Hopefully we get to see it from Friday. Brings us to a Netflix film, and it's a poignant one at that for your second choice, James.
Yes, on Netflix on Friday, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's Chadwick Boseman's final film about an infamous recording by blues legend Ma Rainey in a recording studio in 1920s Chicago.
That's to get the people's attention. That's when you and Slow Drag come in with the rhythm part. Me and Cutler play on the break.
Levy, the sooner you understand it ain't what you say, it's what Ma said to count.
Chadwick Boseman, of course, Black Panther, wasn't he? And just nailed that role, I thought, when he did that 2-3 years back. The sad news earlier this year of his passing at, just 43 years of age, James? I mean, what a talent to have lost. And he hadn't even, you'd feel, even got to the peak of his potential acting powers yet.
Absolutely, and I think this is a prime example. I love this film. It's based on a play, and the dialogue is exciting. The performances are wonderful. Viola Davis is just wonderful as the title character, but it's Chadwick Boseman who steals the show. He plays a member of the band who sort of has dreams of his own stardom and is thwarted by attitudes of the time. It's not just a reminder of what a good actor he was, but perhaps for me his finest performance, which is just incredible, thinking he made it just a year before his death in August from cancer. It's a wonderful farewell and a tribute to just what a good actor he is. He made the war movie The Five Bloods, which was out on Netflix during the summer, and he was fantastic in that. Incredible to think for most of his peak, I suppose, with Black Panther and things like that, he did know he was ill, and here it just makes an incredible performance more powerful.
It's available on Netflix from Friday. From that to, something maybe we can all watch together. Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, film 4 for your final choice.
Yes, it's Ice Age, the animated hit about a group of prehistoric animals who return a child to his father as the world is on the brink of the Ice Age.
The temperature's heading down.
Freezing my tail off.
But how do we know it's an ice age?
Because of all the ice! And the whole world's heading south.
Get off me!
Except 4 misfits going the other way.
I'm not going.
Honestly, every line in that was so funny. That just brings it all back to me. And the little cutaways of Scrat and the walnut, which kind of became the sort of the little theme that ran through all of the Ice Age movies. It's good to see that again.
It is so much fun. One of those animated movies in the early 2000s that just seemed to click with audiences alongside the Pixar films and Shrek and all of that. Lots of comedy for kids. Clever enough for parents to enjoy if they're watching along. There were, I think, 5 Ice Age films in total, but you just can't beat the first. And as you say, Scrat, those little silent segments
cameos.
Cameos, yes. The practical comedy, the slapstick. It's just fantastic. And I think as a family choice, as we're all gearing towards the end of the school year, and we'll break up for Christmas and the beginning of the Christmas holidays, this is a good choice.
Good stuff. James, you've been with us consistently throughout the year. I'm hoping we'll get to speak on Christmas Eve next Thursday, and you'll pick some good gems out for us for the Christmas break. Until then, have a good weekend, and appreciate you as ever being with us this morning. Thanks very much.
You too. Thank you.
James Luxford, Stratford-upon-Avon movie critic. His movie picks for this weekend for us this morning.
Phil Upton.